Well. Ever since the release of the first Cars movie back in 2006, many people around the world always wanted to meet a light size Lightning McQueen in real life. And the main achiever of doing that is Disney, mostly their theme parks. So today, I'm going to bring you the evolution of Lightning McQueen at Disney parks. So buckle up, honk those horns, and get ready for a ride that introduces us to the start and finish of a champion. Now, to start off the history of Lightning McQueen, we have to travel back to 2012. After the release of Cars 2, Disney and Pixar opened their new expansion to Disneyland's California Adventure Park, Cars Land. This land is a real life replica of Radiator Springs from the Cars movies, filled with rides like Mater's Junkyard Jamboree, Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters, and Radiator Springs Racers. And there you can meet your favorite Cars characters like Mater and Lightning McQueen. And at this time, he was in his paint job from Cars 2, and I gotta say, he looks stunning. At night, his headlights and taillights light up at night, and it looks incredible with all the other lights in the town that are lit up at night along with him. And he has audio of Owen Wilson playing the character in the park, which is even better because it really brings the character to life like it jumps straight out of the movie. In 2017, when Cars 3 came out, Lightning McQueen got a makeover from his Cars 2 look to his Cars 3 look, and this version looks even better than the Cars 2 version of McQueen, because at that time this was something new and fresh for the land, and surprisingly it worked. So much that they also added Cruz Ramirez to the land in her Dinoco look, and she looks amazing. But this version of McQueen stayed around since then and is still meeting people in that paint job from almost a decade ago. In 2018 to present day, Cars Land has gotten a seasonal change, and they do this every year now. That every year during the fall and Halloween months, he is transformed into this superhero car with a giant superhero cape as the spoiler, and it is crazy. To see this character that is so beloved by many people always ending up having to have the most made up costume ever for the holiday season. But this is odd because after Halloween is done, every year, when the winter season comes around, he hasn't gotten a winter or Christmas look, which is weird because Mater has a Santa hat, but not McQueen. But over at the Cozy Co Motel, they came out with his popcorn bucket a few years ago of McQueen in the sky blue paint job with snowflakes made out of wrenches. And this would have been a cool opportunity to have this translated to the life-size McQueen, but I guess the engineers of the land didn't want to go through that of changing McQueen's paint job twice a year. In 2019, Walt Disney World debuted Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy, which was the most advanced McQueen animatronic we got since the opening of Radiator Springs Racers in Disney's California Adventure Park. Unfortunately, the attraction closed on October 7th of 2024 to make way for a villains show that opened in May of last year. But when there's bad news, there is always good news because at D23's show in 2024, they announced that there's going to be a new Cars expansion that is coming to Magic Kingdom that is going to be an off-road ride similar to Radiator Springs Racers at DCA, and the ride is going to be set around the environment of off-road trails and mountains. And by the way, when I first heard this announcement, I was a little hesitant, but as soon as I saw the concept art, I was like, oh, okay, this could be interesting. So far it's in development as we speak, so it's only a matter of time until we actually get more information about this new attraction. But so far, I'm ready for it. Now let's jump overseas to Disneyland Paris, where Lightning McQueen has made his appearance in the Motor Action Stunt Show Spectacular, try saying that 5 times fast, where he is being told that he has to get rid of an enemy spy car that is trying to steal the show, and that is pretty much it. At the whole entire show of this thing, like the whole entire basis of this show is McQueen trying to get down, destroy this enemy spy car. But the thing is, he does nothing about it. He's just driving around doing nothing to take care of the situation, and somehow at the very end of the show, the enemy spy car dies, and the main cause of that is because he got struck by lightning. How did he get struck by lightning when McQueen didn't do anything besides just driving around doing nothing? Explain that to me, Disney. In 2021, Disneyland Paris came out with this attraction called Cars Road Trip, and this ride has brewed up some questions that I have. And no, I didn't go to Disneyland Paris, but during the ride, we see Lightning McQueen in a lug nut that is the world's largest lug nut. But just 1 year later, in September of 2022, Pixar came out with a show called Cars on the Road, and this lug nut appeared in the show as a stop that McQueen and Mater visited on their way to the wedding of Mater's sister. So pretty much this ride predated the show that came out a year later. Now over at Hong Kong Disneyland, McQueen only appears as a drive-around meet and greet around the park, and recently he was added in the well-known Paint the Night parade, and most people refer this McQueen as a live version, which I did not know what that meant until I looked it up online, and it's just a McQueen that drives around the park and interacts with guests while he's moving, and that is it. So we talked about McQueen in the parks, now let's go to the ice. And let us start with going back to 2008, where Lightning McQueen made his debut appearance on the ice rink of Disney on Ice's show, World of Fantasy. This show featured a life-size McQueen and other characters from the movie driving on the ice, and these cars were made by a company called Feld Entertainment, and these are puppets, and they're not animatronics that move on their own. If they were, it would be chaos. Because imagine if you're in the front row seat of the arena, and while the car segment starts, all you hear is gears making noise. That would be a major shift direction for the show, but thankfully that didn't happen. Also, can we just acknowledge the fact that somehow the entertainment industry was able to put actual sparks in the McQueen puppet, so when McQueen is driving it in the start of the show, all you see is sparks coming out from McQueen. And to be honest, it looks cool. In more recent years, McQueen appeared again in the 2024 show of called Magic in the Stars, and it is essentially the same puppet, just with his Cars 3 paint job instead of the one from the first movie. So that concludes the history of Lightning McQueen over the years at Disney parks, and if you want another evolution video, please let me know in the comments for ideas or just new costumes that appear in the parks that no one ever covered on YouTube yet. So make sure to like and subscribe to my channel at Tomater2008, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.